Hi guys, welcome to another Porsche video. We should have the metalwork tied up in this one and then on to prep and paint.
Okay, so this is in the engine bay where the oil tank mounts. Unfortunately, it looks like a bit of a tea bag and repair panels aren't available, so we're going to have to make this bit. Luckily, we had a 1973 911 in that we could take a template from. This will make the job much easier. Right, onto the boot lid. It's in a bit of a battered state, but it still gaps up to the quarter panels quite nicely, which means it's just superficial damage we need to sort out. Looking at the framework, there's a few cracks that we need to weld up and a few dents here and on the other side, and then a really big crease round to the side at the top. We'll pull these out before we repair the outer skin. Okay, onto the outer skin. It's quite tricky to make this panel as it's double curved, but it's only the corner we need to replace, so it shouldn't take us too long. Okay, so I'm happy with how that corner's come out. There's still some superficial damage over the rest of the boot lid, which we'll sort out later. This seam on the rear quarter panel should be lead loaded, just like the other side. Right, back on with the engine lid. It did have a big whale tail, and this damage was caused, I think, by the whale tail at the back. It has a big low in the middle that we need to pull out and then shrink back. Fortunately, I can't get to the back of the low point because there's bracing, so we're having to use the pin puller.
Right guys, the Porsche's ready to come off the jig now. We'll get it on the ramp, finish some little bits of welding off on the underside, get it on the dolly and in the prep room, ready for Chris to crack on with the bodywork.
Okay, so this is the rear cross member and shock mount. As you can see, it looks a bit like a tea bag here. So we're going to have to repair this up. Then moving down to the rear anti-roll bar mount. Absolutely ridiculous repair on that, so we'll have to sort that mess out. We've already repaired this side, but we've got a small repair to do just on the inner longitudinal here. And then up on this rear shock mount, a little small repair on the end. Right, let's get cracking. We also had an 8-inch long repair section to do on this floor that I'd completely forgotten about. But this has all come out quite well now. And then moving over to the other side, we've replaced this anti-roll bar mount. Onto this rear cross member then. Okay, last few bits now then. We had to replace the seal channel in the engine bay. And then moving on to the front, we had these two tubes that we had to bend up and weld in. Then in the back, as you can see, we've had to replace the engine release guide tube for the cable. And that goes right up through the wheel arch, right into the B pillar, which you access from opening the door. Just in here, onto the front wings. I know I keep going on about panel gaps, but it's really important to get these right during a restoration. We've popped the bonnet on, which gaps up to the scuttle really well and doesn't fit down the wings too badly either. But unfortunately, the wings really don't fit the doors well, with a big gap at the top and a small gap at the bottom. There's a small amount of adjustment both sides, but I think we're going to have to do something a little bit more drastic to get this right. Right, as you can see, there's a 5mm gap at the top, which goes to 6, 5, 4 and 3mm. We had to weld up the back edge of the wing and then grind it back just to get this gap perfectly 4mm all the way down and fitting the door nicely. Onto the other side. With the 79 911 off of the chassis jig, we got the 66 912 mounted, which will be our next project. As you can see, it's a real basket case, but this will keep us really busy and we'll be posting lots of videos on this one. Okay, a quick walk around the 911 now that the metal work is finished.
Well, that's the metalwork finished on the Porsche now. Check back in January for another video where Chris will be cracking on with the bodywork and prep, getting it ready for paint. Cheers.